What is up, guys? I am Get Flanked, and welcome to another episode of What Would You Do? This is a series where we break down a specific situation in the game. We analyze it, we talk about the different possibilities for what I could do in that situation, and the main purpose here is to get better and explore different perspectives as players. I think one of the biggest things that each of us can do to get better is to get a different mindset when we approach these situations, and this is one of the best ways I know to do that. So as we go along here, I want to tell you what's going through my head, why I decided to do what I did, but we're going to explore other options, and the biggest thing we can do here is get input from each of you guys, so that way we get as many perspectives on the situation as we can. Now, the round we are going to break down and analyze is on the screen right now. This is the preparation phase for it, and I have to apologize, guys. I don't have any game sound. For some reason, my recorder messed up and it didn't get any game sound, but that's okay. We're going to talk about it. That's not real important to the clip. I wish I had it, but we'll still make do without it. Now, this round does take place in ranked. It is in the bomb game mode, and we're going to focus on a late round 1v1 situation and the different possibilities for how I could have handled that situation. Now, getting started into the round here, this is my typical mirror setup for this objective. If you have good roamers that can hold your upstairs, it can be pretty powerful if they're trying to push red stairs or that window that goes into the A-bomb there. This is a pretty good setup for that. It's better when you don't have a picture frame blocking half of your mirror like I do in this clip, but I guess you'll have that if you don't destroy it before you put up your mirror. So keep that in mind if you're trying to play this this strat. Also keep in mind that drone hole right there. I've never actually died from there, but that is a weakness. Somebody could lay down in the middle of that hallway and get you through that drone hole if they wanted to. So I'm just kind of sitting here playing my anchor, my mirror roll, and I start at this point to hear people breaking the barricades on the window and B-bombs. So I'm just going to go kind of check it out. And it turns out in this clip, guys, they don't actually push from my mirror directions at all. Maybe they droned it and decided to go somewhere else, but they actually end up pushing all from that B-bomb side and the reading room in that direction. So at this point, I'm continuing to hear them kind of work on those windows. I hear them throw down a smoke at this point, so I hear them rappel in. I'm just going to throw my nitro cell into the middle of the smoke and get the easy kill there, and that's the first kill of the round. Now, here in a second, you're going to see that I end up in a 1v3, and that's never a good situation to be in, but my position is actually still fairly strong with my mirror set up and everything because they haven't opened anything above me. Once they start opening up that train room floor, that's when my position becomes really weak. But right now, I'm still in a fairly strong position with my mirrors, and I can just rotate between chimney and my mirrors to see which way they're going to push. Now, with my teammates calling out on cameras and also the sounds that I'm hearing, I still have a pretty good idea that they're on this side, so that's why you see me peeking this chimney so much, and I'm just kind of going back and forth between my mirror to see which way they're going to end up pushing in the end. I saw somebody go across the door right there. I missed, and I went back to the mirror to see if he was going to push that door. He didn't. And at this point right here, I hear him actually run into the B room and start planting. So I go over to get this kill, and I get it. And that's a big kill for the round because now I know where the diffuser is. And I do catch a glimpse of, I believe it was Ash right there, coming through red, and I was going to try to see if she was going to push my mirrors. She doesn't end up doing that. Instead, she goes up above right there and opens the floor. And that's when it's time for me to get out of here. So I decided to do that. And right here, I pick up the kill on Jackal. And this is where I want to freeze it and ask you guys, what would you do in this situation? Now, before we get into the different possibilities, let's summarize what we know at this point in the round. We're in a 1v1 as a Mira against an Ash. We know that. We know where the diffuser is. There is 17 seconds left in the round. We know that just a few seconds ago, Ash was upstairs because she opened that floor. We also know that the hatch isn't open into train room, so if she's going to come down to the objective, she's got to come through one of the doors or windows. So let's start talking about some possibilities. I have my mirrors set up in the training room. I also know where the diffuser is. So should I just go back to my mirrors and see if he's going to come red stairs and try and use my mirrors to my benefit? I don't think so. And the reason for that is because she opened up the floor. So what if she's still up there waiting on me and trying to just frag out the last kill of the round and win the round that way? I would hate to die that easily to her holding that line of sight. So if train room's out of the question, then maybe should we just stay in this room, the B-bomb room that I'm in right now? I could go to a corner there. I know where the diffuser is. That wall is actually reinforced on the opposite side there, so that might not be a bad option. It's definitely better than going back in the train room, in my opinion. But keep in mind, we're up against the 5-speed no-hitbox Ash, and you all know that sometimes when those Ashes are peeking doorways like this, if she can get lucky with a quick headshot with that R4C, It's definitely a strong position, and I would say in that situation, the odds are in my favor because I know she has to push me, and I know that it has to be within the next 17 seconds. But I think there's other stuff that we can do to put ourselves at better odds, and we're going to talk about some of those options now. What about the possibility of just running somewhere and hiding from Ash? Is that a possibility? There's only 17 seconds left in the round, and that means that in order for her to win, she's going to have to either find me and kill me or run in here, pick up the diffuser, and get the plant off with only 17 seconds left. Remember, we know that at least a couple seconds ago, she was definitely upstairs, so she has some space that she has to cover before she can get down here and pick up that diffuser. That's a good possibility, but you never know, does the enemy have a drone in the objective? Are the teammates watching it? Are they going to be able to tell her, hey, he ran this way, or hey, he's not in the objective, you're clear to plant? That's stuff that you have to think about. That's stuff that could be a possibility in that situation. If you're going to do something like that where you run and hide and play the time, you don't want the enemy to know that you're doing that, or you're going to give them a free plant. Okay, those are kind of the big three possibilities that I see on my end. Definitely let me know what possibilities you guys come up with down in the comments and how you're analyzing this situation. But with that said, let's roll it, and you guys will see right now what I end up actually doing. So I decide just to hide, and I end up winning the round here. All is well that ends well, but we're going to critique this a little bit more, and I think it was the right decision to get out of the B-bomb room, to get out of the objectives there and go somewhere else. But watch this kill cam right here. Watch this. You're going to see she had enough time to get in there and plant. If there had been a drone in there, her teammates could have very well told her, just come in and plant, and she could have gotten that off, and I would have been in a really bad situation if she had done that. But she was looking for me in there. She was trying to get that frag. She didn't want to, give me an easy kill on her, and that's kind of what you're betting on in that situation when you choose to do that. I think it was the right decision, but I want to show you right now, and we're going to go into a custom game, what I think I should have done. Instead of just sitting in a corner and hiding there, I should have held this line of sight on the screen right now. That way, as she ran through, I could have killed her very easily. I mean, if she had a drone in reading or in that hallway and knew that I went into reading, if she would have ran into there, I would have been a pretty easy kill for her. I didn't have my sights up. I was just sitting in a corner betting that she wasn't going to be down there. I was thinking in my head that she didn't have enough time to get the plant off. But it turns out from that kill cam, she actually did. And if she had come into that room with the knowledge from a drone, I would have been in deep trouble. If she would have gotten that plant off, I would have been in deep trouble. But if I would have held that line of sight that I just showed you, I think I would have won no matter what. It would have been really tough for her to turn that corner and kill me. That's kind of a sneaky line of sight, a pretty skinny angle there. And it just would have made her job even more impossible than it already was. Now, for some of you veteran players out there, this might have seemed very obvious. This might have been the first thing you thought of whenever you were watching this. But let's not take for granted that some of the newer players don't have this concept yet, especially if they haven't played a lot of bomb. This is something that you learn over time. And the way that I look at these late round situations, 1v1s on bomb especially, is I want to make it as hard as I possibly can on the enemy, and I want to make them win the round. Instead of me losing the round, I want them to have to win the round. And if you think about it, as a defender, they're going to have to do that unless you make a mistake. They have to either kill you or plant the diffuser to win the round. So you use the information that you've gathered throughout that round to decide what is going to make it hardest on them to do either of those two things. And me going and hiding is what I thought was the best situation. Now, again, I used the information available to me. If I hadn't known that Ash was upstairs just a second before I got that Jackal kill, I would have been very reluctant to run out in the hallway. But that information that I gathered led to me making that decision. And once I decided to basically hide, I was saying, I'm going to make Ash make a play in order to win this round. She's going to have to do something. I'm not just going to throw it onto her lap. And that's really the big thing I take away from this episode. Guys, let me know your perspectives down in the comments. Really interested to hear what you come up with. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure that you like and subscribe, and I'll have more coming your way here soon.